Patra, or the philosopher's stone, is a legendary substance said to be capable of turning base metals such as lead or iron into gold simply by touch. In God's creation, man is considered as the magnum opus or pinnacle of creation, capable of carving out his own destiny by his own actions. In this play, we will see.
Order, order! The court acknowledges the fact that the defendant surrendered himself to the law and has admitted his own guilt. In light of the evidence provided by the prosecution and the defendant's own admission, the court finds the defendant guilty of murder under Indian Penal Code Section 302. By the power and authority vested in me by the Constitution of India, I hereby declare that the defendant Kalpagiri is to be hanged by the neck till death.
Hey Munna, get some water for Rakabai. Can't you see that he is sweating?
Hey! I am Rakabai's right-hand man here, Chotu. I tell you what to do. Good. Get some water for Rakabai.
If one of you doesn't get the water soon, both of you will be history. Call us!
Fine, I will go this time. But don't listen to this Munna. He's always looking for mischief.
Rakabai, look what is happening on the other side. All these prisoners are flocking to Kalpagiri and he is acting like a big saint now.
Let's see what he's up to.
Move over. Rakabai wants to sit here.
Hey, you! Are you deaf? Go sit somewhere else. Brother, no need to get angry. It is said in the Gita that lust, anger and greed are the three direct pathways to hell. You silly man, don't preach me like a saint. I know you will be hanged in few days, you know.
Yes, Rakabai. The Holy Quran says Allah is all merciful, but the pain of separation from our dear and loved ones makes me wonder if He even exists. I can't bear to see my wife and innocent children suffer for the crimes I have committed. They have already been branded as criminals by the society just because they are related to me.
See, why blame Allah for the deeds committed by one's own self? God is like a postman who delivers letters containing good or bad news depending on our own actions. He neither gets elated nor depressed by the content of the letters which he delivers. Pleasure and pain is a direct result of our own doing. No one can escape the consequences of one's own actions.
Yes, Nasir. Don't lose hope so soon. Listen to Kalpagiri. He has an amazing story to tell. He spends most of his time now by singing bhajans and chanting the name of the Lord. Who would believe that he committed a foul crime by looking at him now?
Oh, come on, stop this ridiculous talk. We are locked up inside this prison like animals because the society doesn't care about us. You people are just mad to talk about God inside the prison.
Inside this prison, Rakabai is the only God. Just listen to what he says and obey without any questions.
I can just imagine Rakabai as a god. Maybe we should build a temple for him. The prison laundry would be an excellent place for the temple.
Calm down. There is no denying that we all have committed terrible crimes and accordingly sentenced by the court. One moment of madness has caused us to lose our control and destroyed our lives forever. However, we can redeem ourselves if we show genuine remorse and ask for God's guidance.
Yes, even the Holy Bible says that we should hate the sin, but not the sinner.
We are condemned to suffer with no hope. I do not see any good happening in this life. Allah has forsaken me. Because of my crime, no one will give a job to my son or agree to marry my daughter.
Do not say that, Nasir. A child can forsake his parents. The parent will never forsake his child. God is like a loving mother or a caring father who will rush to your rescue the moment you call him.
Madcap! You talk as if you have personally met God and He has assured your place in heaven. Don't forget, my friend, you are going to be hanged very soon. Wait, I don't know. How can you be so confident that He is going to save you? Huh?
Ragha, I do not care if I live or die. I would like to spend the rest of my remaining life only thinking about God.
There he goes again. Just him to ignore him, Rakabai.
Do you know that he gave himself up to the police and admitted his crime? He is truly a madcap, if you ask me. He probably did it because he wanted to see Raka Bhagwan.
I am curious to know what made you give up yourself to the law when you could have easily roamed freely. Would you care to share your story?
Most certainly, my friend. After committing a foul murder in my native place in South India, I escaped by running away from police. I donned the clothes of a sadhu and started roaming in Himalayas, visiting many sacred places. In spite of meeting many holy men and listening to many of their spiritual discourses, I didn't get a moment's respite from my guilt. I was always afraid that someone would recognize me and notify the police. I never stayed at one place for too long and was always looking behind my back to see if anyone is following me.
Please stop blabbering and come to the point, will you? Now tell me, when you meet your so-called whoever God?
After roaming aimlessly for 4 years, I grew in confidence that no one would remember me or about my crime. I decided to visit holy places in the south, close to my native place. Someone in Bangalore told me that Shirdi Sai has reincarnated as Sathya Sai in Puttaparthi. So I decided to visit him.
I have read about Shirdi Sai Baba, who lived in a mosque and used to call it Dwaraka Mai. Wasn't he the saint who was equally revered by both Hindus and Muslims as God?
You are right, Nasir. God has no religion. He responds to all names. We humans, in our limited knowledge, try to confine him to one particular faith. Anyway, I was called inside for an interview. Sathya Sai Baba looked straight into my eyes and said, "Why postpone for another birth the suffering which you must undergo in return for this dire deed?"
Are you saying that he knew about your crime, even though you never met him before?
After meeting him, I felt there was nothing hidden from him. He told me not to wear the ochre robes as I haven't cleared my karmic debt. He went up to his room and brought white clothes for me and told me to surrender myself to the police and admit my guilt. He also gave me the fare to go to my native place and 4 packets of Vibhuti Prasadam.
You are such a fool to give up yourself, man. I would never have listened to such foolish advice.
You are right, Rakabai. Jahan hai to jahan hai.
Raka bhai, let him please finish his story. Kalpagiri, what made you trust Sai Baba and give yourself to police when you knew fully well that you could be hanged if you accept your guilt?
After meeting Sai Baba, for the first time, I felt that a great burden has been lifted from my shoulders. He assured me, "Go, confess, and undergo cheerfully whatever punishment they ultimately give you. You will not be hanged. I promise that your neck shall wear a japamala, a rosary, which I shall myself put around it when you come to me after the sentence is over."
I can understand Sai Baba advising you to surrender. But what actually made you trust him?
There are two types of surrender. One type of surrender is like that of a small monkey which clings tightly to its mother, never lets go of her as she jumps from one tree to the other. Another type of surrender is like that of a small kitten which loosens its limbs and offers no resistance when the mother cat grabs its neck to carry it from one place to the other. The kitten has full faith in the mother's ability that it would not hurt him and would deliver it safely. Just like the kitten, I surrendered myself totally to Sai Baba.
What did it feel like when you decided to trust and obey his words?
The moment I surrendered to him, I felt a surge of love inside me, stirring so hard that I broke down and started crying, sobbing and weeping like a child. I was reborn at that instant and I could see the same world in a new light.
Big words indeed. But look what had happened to you. You are facing a death sentence now. What good has done to you, man?
Kalpagiri, I believe your story whether others do or not. When did you realize that you were not the same anymore?
Nasir, when I was traveling back to my native place, I met a total stranger on the train who was suffering from intense stomach pain. Instinctively, I pulled out one of the vibhuti packets which Baba gave me as prasadam and rubbed it on his stomach. His pain disappeared and he was able to sleep peacefully.
Did you know the famous sage Valmiki, who wrote Ramayana, was a highway robber who gave up his life of crime after a chance meeting with Narada? A cruel person like Angulimala was transformed after meeting Buddha. Even a chance meeting with a holy person can change your entire life.
Ram, I kept thinking about the old Kalpagiri and how much I had changed. Can you imagine old Kalpagiri feeling the pain of others and offering help without even asking? Just as a base metal is transformed into gold when it comes in contact with philosopher's stone, I was transformed in an instant by Sai Baba's pure divine love.
Kalpagiri, I am inspired by your story and would like to change my life too. Do you think that your Sai Baba would help me if I write to him? Just as you have been touched by God, I have been touched by your faith and devotion.
Do not worry, Nasir. He even listens to the footsteps of the night. Sai Baba will definitely respond to your prayers if you pray sincerely.
You fool! There is no one going to come to your aid. Why waste your time in such meaningless talk? I had enough of this. Move out of my way.
Who started this fight? All of you settle down. I have some good news to share.
What is the good news, Warden?
I have just gone through the mail that arrived today. The good news is that Kalpagiri has been granted the presidential pardon and his death sentence has been commuted to life in prison.
Wow, that is amazing. We just heard Kalpagiri stories from his own mouth and how Sai Baba promised him that instead of a noose, his neck shall wear a japamala. His words have come true.
All of you should learn from him. From the day he came to the prison, I never had to worry about Kalpagiri doing anything wrong. Whenever he gets a chance to sing of bhajans or talk about Sai Baba, his face radiates with joy and happiness.
Congratulations, Kalpagiri. Actually, I was wrong in doubting your faith. Please accept my apologies.
Raka, our lives would have been different if you were able to make better choices in the past. But even now, it's not too late. The moment we turn our attention towards God and say, yes, He responds by taking 10 steps towards us, saying, yes, yes, and a yes.
Yes, Rakabai, I have already decided to follow the footsteps of Kalpagiri by reforming myself. We should not waste even a single minute and make the best use of our remaining time.
In the Bhagavatam, one of the holy Hindu scriptures, it is said that when King Parikshit learnt of his fate, that he is going to die in 7 days due to a curse, he immediately renounced his kingdom and turned his wholehearted attention towards God and attained salvation.
Well said, Ramu. Past is history. Future is a mystery. Today is a gift. That is why it is called as present. It is not an ordinary present. It is omnipresent. All your future dreams, hopes, and aspirations, fate, and destiny are tied to this present moment like a tiny seed contains the essence of a huge banyan tree. Use your present time wisely, and your future will automatically take care of itself.
Oh dear merciful Lord, you have showered your grace in abundance on worthless criminal like me. Please show the same mercy to all my fellow inmates who are here. We are your children, seeking forgiveness for our past. Please accept our prayers and grant your grace and divine guidance to all of us.
Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba Ji ki.
When the sun rises and shines, not all the lotus buds upon the lakes and ponds on earth do bloom. Only those that are ready do. The rest have to bide their chance. But all are destined to bloom. There is no need to despair or question the timing of when and how that transformation will occur. Let's all take a solemn vow that from this moment on, just like Kalpagiri, we will also redeem and transform our lives by following the teachings of our beloved Lord Sai, both in words and spirit. Sai Ram.